What's up everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video we are going to be talking about baby registries, and I thought it was going to be so important to do this video because flashback to when my husband and I had to set up our baby registry, I had so many questions in my mind. One question was, okay, what websites or what platform do I use to set up the baby registry? What items should I include on my baby registry, right? And now that I've been a mom for, I'll say, a little over a month now, I've gotten a chance to know what items are important based off of my experience so far. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing the must-haves for your baby registry for a newborn. So we'll go ahead and get started. As I do this video, I'm also going to be recording the screen on my computer so that I can show you all what I am doing as well. So now the first question, like I said, that I had when I had set up my baby registry was what platform, what website do I use? I'll be honest that my husband and I did not do research to compare baby registry platforms or websites. We just decided to move forward with Amazon. So we chose Amazon for a few reasons. First off, we are Amazon Prime members, which has so many benefits. Besides the whole situation with free shipping, I mean, number one, this is just, by the way, this doesn't really have much to do with the registry, but as Prime members, we enjoy free shipping. Besides the free shipping, of course, now tied to the baby registry, I really love Amazon's customer service, and I also love quick shipping with Amazon. So I knew that, okay, with Amazon, if people order stuff from our registry, the items would hopefully arrive on time, number one. Number two, we, just like I mentioned earlier, Amazon has really great customer service. I've been an Amazon customer for such a long time, so I knew that if for whatever reason we had any issues with some of the gift items that we received, Amazon customer service would do an excellent job in tackling those issues. Amazon also has a very flexible return policy, right, which is so important because with I don't know how other baby registry or registry platforms are in general, but at least with our Amazon baby registry, there were items that we received and maybe, we had to return those items because we wanted a different color. I know we should have thought through the color we wanted before putting the item on our registry, but there'll be times, we will think we want a color of a specific type of baby item, but then after we receive the item, it's like, we don't want this color, right? But with Amazon, returning some of the gifts we received was free or has been free so far. It's also been a smooth process. So I know that there was a time we actually received a big gift item from our registry. I believe it was the baby's crib, and we wanted to change the color of the crib. The crib is a big furniture item, right? We have a small car. If we want to return the item, we can't be putting the crib in our car, then taking it to the shipping center or post office and whatsoever. But with Amazon, when we wanted to do the crib return, it was seamless. We just processed the return online, and an Amazon driver came to pick up the crib from our place. So it was so seamless. There was no additional cost to us, and even with these returns, they actually give you a full refund. When you return an item, it's processed as a gift card to your own Amazon accounts, which is great, and then you could use the funds to maybe get a replacement item. But the point I'm just trying to make is that returns are free, returns are super seamless, so I'm like, why not? Of course, the whole process of preparing for a newborn is a very busy period, and you don't want to add more stress to your life, if you get what I'm saying. So doing things with Amazon honestly just really made things so seamless. So long and short of the story, that's the reason we decided to move forward with Amazon for our baby registry. So now let's go to the other core aspects of this video, where I will be sharing what items we selected for our baby registry and why. So now, just like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to emphasize on the fact that these are the items that I believe are must-haves based upon my experience, must-haves for a newborn. So which means you can feel free to add other items as you wish, and emphasis on what I said, newborn. So these are items that I believe would be helpful for at least the first few months after you've had your baby. So I'll say for maybe when the baby is between ages 0 to 3 months. Okay, so I'm gonna go category by category. So in terms of sleeping items to include on your registry, you need the baby's bassinet. I actually do have the bassinets we selected for our baby to my side right here. And of course, bassinet is a no-brainer because this is where the baby is going to be sleeping. I'll be honest, yes, there are some babies that don't like to sleep in their bassinets, but of course the bassinet is something to include. And in terms of the bassinets we decided to move forward with, I have it on here, which is the Halo Bassinest Soothing Swivel Sleeper. We like this one, or the reason we decided to do this one was actually because we got it as a recommendation from our family, right? And yes, and of course this bassinet has a white noise feature to it, which is great. It also has a vibration feature, which of course would is supposed to help soothe the baby so that the baby can easily sleep. So just so that we don't spend so much time here, of course the bassinet is item number one to make sure to have on your registry. The other one is a swaddler. So swaddler, so when I say swaddler, like swaddle blankets will be helpful to have on your registry as well. So for example, this is the one we had on our registry. And I'll be honest that I don't believe there was a specific reason we selected this swaddler. Of course, it has a good number of reviews and has 4.8 stars, so which is good. What we have been told is that when babies are swaddled, they tend to sleep better because the newborns are coming from the womb where the baby was clustered up in the womb, right? So swaddling the baby gives the baby that impression that they are still in the womb. So it creates that comfort environment for the baby. I'll be honest with you, we have tried swaddling our newborn. Maybe we still need to do better at swaddling because I know when we're still in the hospital, the nurses swaddled him and he was able to sleep. But these days, when we swaddle our newborn, he struggles to get out of the swaddle. So maybe there's something we need to be doing better. But just to cut the long story short, I'll definitely recommend you get the swaddle blankets, which you can use to either swaddle your baby or just use to cover your baby when you're carrying the baby, just to keep the baby cozy. And even speaking to the swaddler as well, beyond just actually having a swaddle blanket like what I am showing here, there is actually something called the swaddler. I thank God I actually have it here. So this is not a blanket. It's basically this clothing item that was actually made for you to swaddle up the baby, right? So what happens here is that if you all can see this well, let me extend it. You put your baby's leg in here, and this has all the, should I call it sticky like things that would help in basically swaddling the baby. So this is an actual swaddler, but what I was showing earlier is a swaddle blanket that could be used for swaddling. So you can choose to get the swaddler and a blanket, or a blanket that you could use for swaddling, or you could just use this. But anyways, yeah, so these are the items that I recommend for sleeping. Now let's talk about feeding, right? Because that's something that is very going to be important because the baby needs to feed, right, to grow. I would recommend, obviously on your registry you need to have bottles. In terms of bottles, I'm going to emphasize getting what they call the anti-colic baby feeding bottles. So I have this open here. So I know prior to me having my baby, I used to wonder what colic was, but some babies tend to be very colicky. So this basically means they begin to cry a lot due to discomfort, maybe due to gas or whatsoever reason, but most of the time is due to gas. So these anti-colic bottles just based off on what I have read, they have been designed to minimize the amounts of gas that the baby sucks in when feeding from the bottle. So I'm not gonna go deep into what the mechanism is because I'm still trying to learn about it. But I know, for example, the bottle that I'm showing here has a venting system inside of it, just to make sure that whatever gas that gets into the bottle is separated from the milk so that the baby does not suck in that gas. I know that the nipple for the bottle has also been designed to kind of simulate the actual human nipple so that the baby can latch on properly. And of course, the better the, did I just say the better? Yeah. Oh, yeah. The better the baby is. Okay. That sounds wrong. If the baby is able to latch onto whatever the baby needs to latch onto well, it prevents the baby from sucking in air. I guess just to give you a bit of a backstory, of course, our baby really used to be very colicky, and there were several things we tried to help with the situation, and one of which was changing the baby's feeding bottle. So far, things have improved with the baby. I don't know whether I can say I can attribute things totally to the bottle, but the bottle was one of the things we changed. So that's why I would recommend this specific bottle to you all, or any other anti-colic bottle for your registry. The other thing to include is a bottle warmer. I'll be honest that this was actually something we forgot to include on our registry, but I mean, after we got the baby, we figured out, okay, let's include this. But this is something good to have. I mean, you could also go the traditional way of not using a bottle warmer, but just heating up hot water in a mug and putting the bottle inside the mug with hot water just to heat up the contents of the bottle. That's actually what we were doing before we actually got the baby, the bottle warmer. We got the bottle warmer, I think a week after the baby had come. Yeah, a bottle warmer would be good to have because it's quicker than heating up the milk the traditional way. So this is the bottle warmer we got, the baby Brezza, and I haven't tried other bottle warmers before, but this is the recommendation we got from family, like people that have had multiple kids, right, and have experienced different bottle warmers. So this was the one at least most people seem to recommend. Another thing to include, not in your baby registry, but something to keep in mind that you buy is your breast pump. This doesn't need to be included in your baby registry, and this is because most of the time, and maybe even all of the time, insurance, I'm talking about people based in the United States, I don't know how things are for people outside the United States, but insurance tends to cover partially or the full cost of your breast pump. So this is not something you need to include in your baby registry, but make sure you keep it in mind so that you actually order, because I'll be honest, I almost forgot about the breast pump until people brought it to my attention. And for me, the breast pump I have is Spectra, and once again, it was from recommendation from family because I was also considering Mandela, but ended up going with Spectra. I believe this Spectra 1.0, and the reason I went forward with Spectra is, or this particular version of Spectra 1.0, is because it is rechargeable. So there are certain breast pumps that for you to actually use them, they need to be connected to a power outlet. But with this one, you need to just charge it, just like your phone, and it's portable, so you can move it wherever you want to be, right, and actually be able to pump. You don't need to be close to a power outlet. So if I were to recommend, this is what I'll recommend. Not that I have tried other breast pumps before, but this is just based off on the recommendations that I got from other people. And since I've been using it for over a month now, I haven't had any issues with it. The website I ordered my breast pump from is Aeroflow breast pumps. So once you go to Aeroflow breast pumps, there will be a bunch of breast pumps you can select from. You also enter your insurance information so that you could see what the discounted prices of those breast pumps will be, or sometimes you don't even have to pay a dime based off on the breast pump you choose to move forward with. Now, another thing to include on your registry is the nursing pillow for breastfeeding. So once again, this is for people that want to breastfeed. I'll be honest, initially I was like, what's going to be the benefits of having a nursing pillow, until I actually started using a nursing pillow for breastfeeding. The reason I like this is it's not only helps me to support my hands or arm when breastfeeding, but I also feel it's comfortable for the baby because you can lay your baby on top of the breastfeeding pillow, which makes things not only comfortable for you as the mother when breastfeeding, but also for the baby, and it's make the baby enjoy his meal, right? Imagine eating a meal you enjoy eating and you're not comfortable. It's gonna spoil the experience, right? But you want the experience to be very pleasant for your baby. So anyways, this is the breastfeeding pillow that I had on my registry and that I have been using so far, and I feel it's been working for me. And like I said, of course, I'm a first-time mom. I haven't used other breastfeeding pillows before to compare to, but this one so far has worked for me. Another thing to make sure you include, should I say on your registry, but at least on your shopping list, is nursing bra. Of course, that's why I say shopping list, because I don't know if you want to be putting your bra on your baby registry. Everyone will be seeing your, do you get, your private information? But you get what I'm saying? But anyways, in terms of the nursing bra I also got this nursing bra from Amazon. I'll be honest that prior to having my baby, when people would tell me, get nursing bra, I'll be honest, I really underestimated how important a nursing bra is until I started using one. And that's because when you're breastfeeding, your breast gets full or filled up with milk. And it gets to a point where, of course, your breast gets really painful because of how full your breasts are with milk. The nursing bra is very light. Should I say, I don't know if light is the right word, but I will say is light on the breast, because relative to the other bras that I have, like for example, yesterday I tried wearing the bras I used to wear prior to breastfeeding. I couldn't even wear those bras for longer than a few hours because I felt that when my breast got full, it's even made my breast hurt more. But with the nursing bra, they are not only very light on your breast when your breast gets bigger because they're filled with milk, but the nursing bras are also very easy to unhook when you need to breastfeed, because they have, at least this one I'm showing you right now, it has a clip or clips on the side, so that when you need to breastfeed your baby, you can easily unhook. You would not regret it. Something else you need to add, this one I beg you, make you add is nursing bra pad, breast pad, or how do I put it? Nursing pad, nursing breast pad. You need to include that. And I'm going to show you the nursing pad that I have. Give me a second while I open that up. And I mean, while I'm opening this up, right, it's so many benefits of a nursing pad. Like I mentioned, when you're breastfeeding, right, over time your breast begins to get filled up with milk, right? So you either need to breastfeed your baby or pump to release, right? But then when your breasts are full, you begin to actually leak out milk from your breast. When I first became a mom, right, what I was using as my breast pad was paper towel. But man, honestly, the milk will soak your paper towel. So until someone brought up this, told me about the nursing pad, which I'll be honest, I didn't know about. So the nursing pad actually does a good job at absorbing the milk, because prior to me using the nursing pad, when I'll be using paper towel, there'll be times the milk would actually leak through my clothing. So it wasn't fun. So my clothes would get wet and it was just so uncomfortable. But the nursing pad actually absorbs the milk that leaks out of the breast. So I would highly recommend that you also include this item. And I've been using this nursing pad for some time, Medela, and it's been working pretty good for me. So make sure you include that as well. Another item, nipple cream. And I think I'm going to do a separate video about this, about breastfeeding. I'll be honest with you, like prior to having a baby, I really underestimated how breastfeeding was going to be like. I did not know breastfeeding was going to be so painful. Um, so- uh, oh my God, that's why I said I'll probably do a separate video about this. But yes, breastfeeding, at least from my own experience and probably other women as well, breastfeeding is quite painful. At least it's still painful for me, maybe because I'm still a new mom. I've only been a mom for a little over a month, right? It hurts, and my nipples get sore when I breastfeed. And I'll be honest, it hurts so much that when my baby needs to breastfeed and when my baby latches onto my breast, there are times I scream and there are times I actually start crying because of the pain. Having said that, yes, there will be times, or I'm going to speak for myself, my nipples have gotten sore because of breastfeeding. And one of my sisters actually recommended a specific nipple cream, which I have started using. And yeah, I would say I've only been using the nipple cream for some time, so I don't know whether I can really hype it so much. But I'll say it's just really helpful to at least have some form of lubricant that I can use over there to just create a basically soothe the pain and soothe the soreness of my nipple. So the nipple cream that was recommended to me is this Lancinor. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. So I'll recommend you add this to your registry as well. And for people that have been using this nipple cream for some time, really curious to know how your experience has been with the nipple cream. So feel free to drop that in the comments as well. And let me know if there are other creams that you've used before that have been super helpful that maybe I'm not aware of. Another item that I would say is a must-have is a sterilizing station. This was an item that I actually forgot to add to the registry until after the baby came. You need this because you really want to feed your baby in a highly hygienic environment, okay? You want the bottles and all the feeding items that the baby is using to be highly sterile. So for me, the sterilizing station I got is Baby Breza. I hope I'm pronouncing that right as well. Once again, this was a recommendation from family and it's been super helpful. I use it in sterilizing not just the bottles, I use for the baby, but breast pump parts, pacifiers, and as many parts as you can think of that the baby will be using for feeding, because once again, hygiene is key. Oku, okuru kuru. So something else to include on your registry as well is baby dishwashing liquid. So the baby dishwashing liquid or dishwashing soap we got is the Dapple baby washing soap. This is once again a recommendation we got from family that's been working well for us so far. Nothing else to compare to, but it's been doing what it's supposed to do. Okay, and besides that, I'm just going to run through things really quickly. So besides the dishwashing liquid, you also need the bottle cleaning brush, because obviously if you're going to be washing the baby stuff, you need to scrub, right, so that you get all the milk residue or formula residue out of the feeding part. Okay, so in terms of the brush, there is this brush we had on our registry called the Dr. Brown's Baby Bottle Cleaning Brush. This is the brush over here, and make sure to add that, right, because you need to make sure, like I said, things are super hygienic for the baby. Last but not the least, I put this under feeding, but I don't know if this is the right category. But anyways, also add pacifiers. I'll be honest with you, my baby is not a fan of pacifier. Anytime like almost 95% of the time we give him a pacifier, he spits out the pacifier. But it's better to be safe, right, than sorry. So there are times, yes, my baby still takes the pacifier, and of course it pacifies him great. But I'll be honest, yes, not all babies would use the pacifier, but I'll just recommend you still get a pacifier. In terms of the pacifier we had on our registry, this is the pacifier we had. And these are just recommendations we got from some people in the family. Something else to add is your breastfeeding storage bags. Okay, I'll be honest with you, we put the storage bags in for our registry, but I haven't used the storage bags yet. And that's because obviously the first few weeks, let me not say obviously, but this is how it was for me and probably some moms out there. It takes some time before you actually begin producing as much milk, as much breast milk, right? It takes time for your breast milk supply to build. So I'll be honest that at least this first month, I haven't needed to use the breast milk storage bags, right? Of course, my breast milk supply is more than it was initially, but so far the bottles I have at home, of course, now we have a good number of bottles, have been good enough. So I basically just store the breast milk in bottles, but of course one day it's going to get to a point where my supply is going to be up there, right? So that's why, just to be safe, we ended up just having the breast milk storage bags as part of our registry items. Beeps, you need beeps for the baby because the baby is going to spit out milk sometimes, right? And of course you have wipes you could be using, but there are times you want to save your wipes for diaper cleaning, for poo-poo cleaning. I would recommend maybe using beeps instead. So we added these bandana beeps to our registry, so would recommend you also have beeps. It doesn't have to be this one, but yes, just have beeps in your registry. So now we're done with feeding. Let's now go to the bathing and personal hygiene items, okay? You need bath liquid, shampoo, and cream for the baby because your baby needs to bath. Okay, but let me also correct that, right? The doctors would advise that you don't submerge your baby in water or give the baby a bath until after the umbilical cord falls off. So I just want to point that out. But it's still good to at least prepare these items for when the baby would actually start bathing. Well, anyways, the bath liquids we added to our registry was Aveeno. So this is the bath set we got for our baby that has shampoo, it has lotion, it has body wash as well. Yeah, so we've been using this so far, no issues. So would also recommend that because why not? Another thing to include is Aquaphor. It's kind of like Vaseline for people that are familiar with the Vaseline petroleum jelly. So we use this in oiling the baby's body and also like in the diaper bum area as well. Another item, when it gets to a point after your baby's umbilical cord falls off and the baby is ready to begin taking a bath, you need somewhere for the baby to bath. So this is the bathtub that we had on our registry. We actually used this for I think the first 2 weeks, but afterwards we started using a different bathtub. But while we use this one, yeah, we didn't have any issues with it. I'll say like what I like about this one is that it has this netted area where the baby can sit. The inside has a drain, so even as the water accumulates here, as you can see in the picture, you can open the drain so that the water drains out into the tub, sink, or wherever you're bathing the baby. Something else to include in addition to the bathtub are the towels. So for this one, I'm just going to breeze through these items because there are no items you need to think too hard about. But of course, towel for the baby, you need to add that as well to your registry. I mean, unless you already have something at home you can use. You also need diapers. We've been using Huggies, this one over here for newborns. Besides the diaper, you also need wipes. The wipes will come in handy for whenever you need to do diaper changes or if the baby spits out milk and whatnot. So that's going to be super helpful. Also, the odor locking diaper trash. That is so important because when you change the baby's diaper, you don't want to be dropping the dirty diaper in your regular trash. If not, your home is going to be stinking real bad. Okay. In addition to that, you also need laundry soap. Of course, one of the reasons you get this type of soap for the baby is because it's hypoallergenic. So it's basically laundry soap that takes out, I would say, the common allergens or common compounds that a baby can be allergic to. And this is the one that we included on our registry. I haven't used any other one, so nothing to really compare it to, but so far this one has been working out for us. It actually has a nice smell, but since it's hypoallergenic, I know initially before we started using it for the baby, I was concerned that, okay, this smell is really nice. What if the baby begins to sneeze? But thankfully, we've been using it for our baby so far, and the baby hasn't sneezed because of the smell of his clothing after we do his laundry. So I would recommend this laundry soap for you all. So now we're still talking about personal hygiene. Something else I would recommend is the mechanical nail cutter stroke nail files, because you'll be so amazed how quickly babies' nails grow. So this is the one I have been using so far, which has been coming in quite handy. Another thing as well is a bathtub nailer. So you're going to be bathing the baby, right? Of course, you might either bath the baby in the tub I showed you in the sink, depending on how big your sink is. So if you're going to be bathing the baby in the sink, you may not need this. But if you would be bathing the baby in a tub, you will need this, right? Because you also want to be comfortable when bathing the baby. So this set has a kneeling pad, and it also has a pad for your elbows as well, for your arms, so that you bathing the baby would be a very comfortable experience. So now let us go to clothing. You need hangers for the baby. It's not a need, should I say it's a need, but maybe it's more of a want, something that it's wouldn't be bad to have. We've been using hangers for our baby's clothes. So this is the hanger we added to our registry. And also meetings, baby meetings, because there could be times that the baby's hands will get cold, so you want to make sure your baby is kept warm. And in terms of clothes, I know that there are some people that prefer not to add clothes to their registry, and or rather maybe buy the baby's clothes. That's fine, but for us, we actually added some clothing items to our registry. Now the next category we would be talking about is travel. This is so important. Something that is definitely a must-have is the baby's car seat. I don't think you can leave the hospital after you deliver your baby without the baby's car seat. So that is super important. The car seat we ended up going for was the Nuna car seat and stroller, and we got this on the Nordstrom website. For a very long time, we're actually contemplating between getting Nuna, and there's another brand called Duna. Nuna, the one we ended up moving forward with, was not on our registry because it is not on Amazon. So that's why we ordered it separately on Nordstrom. So people actually highly recommended Nuna. Duna is another brand that is really good, right? But the reason they recommended Nuna was because with Nuna's, with the car seats and stroller, make sure you get both the car seats and stroller, by the way. With the car seats and stroller, the stroller actually has a storage area, while for the Duna, which we're considering as well, Duna does not have storage. And we felt that having storage for our stroller was going to be good, just because I mean, if you have a separate bag for the baby, you don't want to be carrying the bag around, right? You want to be able to just put the carrier bag maybe under the stroller and keep your hands free. You're going to be taking the baby out sometimes, maybe to the baby's appointments or wherever you'll be taking the baby to. You need to also get this mirror for the baby, because since your baby is young, the car seat will be in a rear facing position, okay? So you want to be able to see your baby, right? So this mirror is the one we use, so would also recommend you get that as well. Yes, those are the items that I would say are the must-haves for a newborn, and just other things to include which are not necessary for the first 2 months of life, but things you can include that we ended up including were the baby's crib, even though of course the baby is probably not going to be sleeping in his crib until maybe 6 months. So we got this crib, which of course was also a recommendation from family. It was highly recommended because it's a convertible crib. So right now it's going to look like this. Maybe as the baby gets older, you can take out one of the edges of the crib. You can also fully take out this wooden thing as well. I also saw somewhere that you could also turn this to, I think, like a full-size bed and whatnot. And the other good thing about this crib is that it comes with a changing station. So earlier on I didn't talk about, oh, add a changing pad to your registry, because if you choose to include a crib like this that has a changing station, you will probably not need to worry about getting the changing pad, because this crib comes with a changing pad. But please note, I have not yet used the changing pad on this crib, even though we have it at home right now, so I can't really speak to it. But yeah, if you want to, you could choose to add this to your registry, since it's a relatively expensive item, right? So that you could knock this out of the way, and hopefully someone would help you purchase that. In addition to that, if you're going to be doing the crib, make sure to order the crib mattress as well, because the crib on our registry does not come with the mattress. Also make sure to order the sheets for the crib. And last but not the least, something else we had on our registry that you don't need now, right? You don't need now, but you could just add it on your registry for someone to be able to buy for you in preparation for when you need it, is the baby's high chair. This we already have because we had that on our registry, but it's not something that our baby is going to be using until later down the line. Having said that, there were still other items we had on our registry. For example, we had this swing for the baby. We also had the play mats and whatnot. But like I said, the focus of this video is actually on things that are must-haves. But having said that, before we go, if you're going to be moving forward with Amazon for your baby registry, something I want to call out is the fact that there are benefits that you definitely need to take advantage of. I did not know about these benefits until I spoke to someone from Amazon's customer service. So first off is something called the completion discount. Not all items are eligible for this completion discount, but some items are. And with this completion discount, you're able to get 15% off the purchase price for the specific item you're looking at, for a maximum savings of $300. So I'll put this link in the description box for the video so that you could read more about the completion discount, how to get it, when it is effective for, and how to also redeem the completion discount. Something about the completion discount is that for you to be able to redeem the completion discount for an item, you have to add the item to the cart from the baby registry. And after you add the item to your baby registry, you would see whether the item is eligible for the completion discount. So for example, over here we can see completion discounts eligible. And then you have the option to then click on use completion discount, and when you click on this option, you can then add to cart, and you will see that the discount has been applied. And what I read is that it's only the baby registry owner that can redeem the completion discount. But like I said, I would also be linking this to the description box so you can read more about it. And if you have other questions, feel free to contact Amazon regarding the completion discount. So another benefit that I also was not aware of that I'm going to be sharing with you all, if you're going to be moving forward with Amazon for your baby registry, is that Amazon actually gives a welcome box to the baby registry owners. This is really great, and of course there are requirements. So it says, number one, you have to join Amazon Prime, you have to complete 60% of your checklist, purchase $10 from your registry, and then request your box. So once again, I'm also going to link this to the description box of this video so that you can read more about how to get the welcome box. I ended up getting a welcome box myself, and I really wish I saved the box for this video so that I could have shown you all what was actually inside the box. But the box had a lot of helpful items, basically gifts for both the mom and for the baby. So for example, one item I remember was in the box was a lactation cookie. So basically a cookie you could eat to, like they say, to basically help increase your milk supply. So there was lactation cookie. I think the box also had like swaddle blankets. It had basically items that were very helpful to the mom and the baby. I'm always a fan of getting free gift items. So make sure if you're going to be using Amazon for your gift registry, make sure you do not miss out on this welcome box, okay? Last but not the least, something else about the Amazon registry is that, I don't know if this is also applicable to other gifts registry registry websites, but with the Amazon gift registry, you could also do group gifting. So group gifting basically means that for items that are expensive, let's say a stroller, if you have a stroller on your registry, stroller stroke car seat sets that is going for $1,000. Okay, of course, there could be a very rich person that can choose to just purchase that item for you and cover all of the $1,000. However, there's also an option to enable group gifting for more expensive items. And let me show you what I mean by that. So with group gifting, this allows multiple people to be able to contribute towards the purchase of that item. So let me do this. So I'm just gonna go to, let me just say the crib. Let me go to the crib, okay? So I go to the crib here, and if I go to edit, there's this option here to enable group gifting for this item. Of course, this has been disabled because this item has already been purchased, but you could also enable group gifting for items so that people can contribute. So maybe someone can contribute $10 and another person can contribute $50 and whatnot, and then you can redeem the contributions that were made towards that item so that you can actually purchase the item in full. Whew, man, that was a lot, but those are the key things I wanted to share with you all in this video regarding the baby registry. So hopefully you all found this helpful, and if you did, make sure you hit the like button and make sure you definitely share this video as well so that it can help other moms out there, or should I say other couples, other family members, other people in general that do not even know where to get started from when it comes to setting up a baby registry. Also, make sure to drop in the comments what you liked about the video, and even for some of the items I spoke about in this video, please drop in the comments if you feel there were other items that you used that were helpful that I did not speak about, or maybe other brands of items that I spoke about that you feel are better than what I spoke about. Okay, well, yeah, that's all I have for you all today. Thank you all so much for watching. God bless you all, and then, man, have an amazing rest of your day. Bye.